postcard from India now.
Oh, nice.
Because England, I think they're on their way. They're probably already there for the second test.
Yeah.
Vizag is the shortened version of where the second test will take place. And our top team have decamped, including our own Andrew McKenna. Good afternoon, Macca.
Very good afternoon, gentlemen. Surely the Boilers mascot's got to be known as Vindaloo. That's the hottest thing known to man.
Oh, very nice. That's
You're
nice.
getting right into it.
Vinny Deloo.
Vinny
Deloo.
Tell us a bit about Vizag. I saw your post saying, judging by the people on the plane, it's the Indian equivalent of Bournemouth or Eastbourne. So it was a fairly elderly clientele, was it?
Yeah, it did feel like we were in you-know-who's waiting room on the plane.
Right.
Yeah, to be honest, we've not really seen a great deal of it. The plane landed at about 3:30 and it gets dark shortly after 5. It starts getting dark shortly after 5. So we've not seen a great deal so far. We did fly over the ground itself coming in, and even from about 12,000 feet, I could see 3 white strips on the square. Right. So that'll be 2 practice wickets and the match wicket. Now, if you can see the difference between a cricket pitch and the square from about 12,000 feet, I think you can safely assume it is pretty white in colour, which means it's going to be dry and dusty.
Yeah. I mean, what about? Have you done a bit of homework on the place? Have you found out a bit more about? Have you been there before?
To be honest, none of us have been here before. Even Neil Manthorpe, who's been to India 16 times, has not been here before. This is a relatively new ground. So for those who don't know, Hyderabad is pretty central. Visakhapatnam is east of where we are, and it's just slightly north. So it's on the Bay of Bengal on the east coast. Probably about a 30-minute flight if you're going in a straight line. I say probably because the talkSPORT team decided we were going to go west to go east. So we went to Mumbai on the west coast and then flew straight back over the top of Hyderabad to come here to Visakhapatnam. The 2 teams and the TV crew had their own charter plane. So they had about a 30-minute hop, left after we did and arrived before we did. So as is always the way of these things.
Yeah. There's talk of going with 4 spinners in this test. Do you think that's wise?
It's got to be a possibility. I still think, and Harmy very much believes, that it'll definitely be a two seamers for England. So we're pretty sure that James Anderson will probably come in. Look, this is without having seen the pitch. We're saying this, and bearing in mind what happened in the first test. I don't think England are going to get done any favours by India, but I think England would like to have James Anderson involved just to be the safety option. And then you're looking at the other combinations. Now that you've then got factors. How is Jack Leach's leg? Because he's basically got a whopping great bruise above his knee. That's essentially what it is. It's a hematoma, which is just an enormous great bruise. Can he get over that in the next couple of days? Does Shoaib Bashir come into the equation, having only arrived last weekend? So they've got a lot of working out to do. But India have got just as many questions because, as you saw yesterday, KL Rahul and Jadeja both ruled out, which is just massive for them. Now, they brought 3 blokes in. All 3 played against the England Lions in their A-Test match in Ahmedabad last week, and all did well. The batters got runs and the bowlers took wickets. So, yes, while they're losing 2 very, very high-quality players, they're actually bringing in 3 blokes to boost the squad who are all, first of all, good players, but secondly, in good nick.
Slightly worryingly for us delivering our coverage to the listening millions here in the UK and around the world is when you've been in the hotel for 30 minutes, there have already been 2 power cuts, Macca.
Well, it's not even just the hotel, I've since discovered. So there's a shopping centre next door, and the power went out in there as well. So it was the entire block, which was a bit of an issue because at the front of the hotel, there's electronic gates. So it basically meant there were about 5 blokes having to manhandle the thing to open and close the gates so that people could get in and out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, you swine. I think I've just got mozzied. That's an interesting one.
Live on air.
We just watched that. Macca reached down to his leg. You swine. That was good. I mean, he recovered well.
Really,
it
could have been a lot worse.
To be fair, Kevin Peterson on Clips of the Week on Friday was mightily close as well. So I think we're all reining it in a bit here. So it's going to be an interesting one, this one, because not many people know a great deal about Vizag as a cricket venue or as a venue itself. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out. So to give you a bit of geography, we were a 15-minute I'm talking to you from our hotel now. We're a 15-minute ride from the airport, and it's about a 15-minute journey eastwards from the hotel to the ground. So it's not a big place at all, Visakhapatnam. So I get the impression that because they don't get many games, I would imagine an awful lot of locals will be piling into the ground come Thursday.
There's not a lot I like more than in sport than listening to the cricket, and especially when it's in India, and just the silence of 50,000 people when they're losing is
absolute horror.
If you think Lords can go quiet, then in an Indian cricket match when India are losing and are about to lose, it's an amazing silence to it. How has it been travelling around the country, Macca? Are people bringing up the cricket, or are they just completely ignoring it?
Well, it was really interesting when we arrived in Hyderabad a week or so back. Because we're bringing in lots of broadcasting equipment, we have various forms that we have to get stamped by the customs to explain what we're bringing in. And the man said to us at 5:30 Sunday morning, thank you very much, why are you here? And we said, the cricket. We're broadcasting the cricket. And he went, what cricket? Which was a bit of a surprise, I'll be perfectly honest with you. So I think there is a lot of interest that they obviously realise why there's an awful lot of European people suddenly piling in, that, we're all here for the cricket. But look, everything, kind of has its own challenges here. It's a fascinating place. I'll give you an example. We checked in, as I say, at Hyderabad this morning, flew to Mumbai. All of our cases were going to get put straight on the plane at Mumbai. We arrive here in Visakhapatnam, and producer Scott's case didn't arrive because it was re-scanned in Mumbai, and they found something in it that they didn't particularly like. Now, somewhat annoyingly, we were sitting in Mumbai airport for 3 hours. So actually, if they bothered to page him, he could have gone down, sorted it out, and his case would have arrived when we got here. But as it stands, he's
not done a controlled explosion on it or something, have they? Poor fella, his underpants are all flying around the reception there.
Well, I do hope not.
No. The stadium's catchy. The stadium it's the Dr. Y.S. Rajasekhara Reddy ACA-VDCA cricket stadium.
The dock.
Have you got to say that?
See you down the dock.
You've got to say that 6 times an hour, Macca, during commentary.
Yeah, I think we may be finding a way of shortening that one. Otherwise we're going to get no time to actually do the commentary. If you try and do that between deliveries, you're going to miss about an over and a half, aren't you?
But it's great. It's great to be looking forward to the second test. I mean, I had a sort of private conversation with you, and I said to you the other day, at least you're going to get 2 days off. Little did I know, at that point where it looked all up for England, it was some turnaround. They go into this, buoyed, as you said, buoyed by the fact that India are now missing 3 key players, buoyed by the fact they've gone there, played their way, and won in style. It's
the reverse sweep is a tactic.
Yeah, it's all very exciting. Shouldn't be outlawed.
It's incredible.
Apparently.
It's absolutely incredible. So India, before that first game, had lost 3 test matches at home in their last 45. So England won in India, away from, beating them in their own country and trailing by 190 on first innings. That's the equivalent of being about 4-0 down in a football game and winning 6-4. I mean, that shouldn't happen. It's absolutely ridiculous. But England managed to do it. And for all that Ben Stokes, when I interviewed him afterwards, said, well, we were pretty level-headed about it. I'm told afterwards, in private, there were a few of the senior England players going, I can't believe what just happened. That doesn't happen. They are genuinely stunned. The only thing that's in the back of your mind, though, boys, was 3 years ago, England came out here for a 4-test series during the COVID era, and they won the first test match in that series. You remember Joe Root got that amazing double 100, and then from then on in, they got absolute dust bowls to play in, and they got blown away in the next 3. So let's not get too excited, because I can't imagine India are going to take losing the first one particularly well. If you thought the first one was hard work, I think it's only going to get harder from here on in.
OK, Macca, good stuff. Thanks very much. Have a good day.
Pleasure, boys, anytime.
Andrew McKenna there, out in India, ready to bring you the second test on Friday, 4 a.m. here on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. We're going to get secrets of the weighing room very shortly with our own Lizzie Kelly.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.